going to demonstrate the procedure 29-4, the light cured gel maintenance. So this nail right here has grown out about maybe 2 weeks. So she does have some new growth back here and she needs to come in for a fill. So what we would first do is remove her polish. Well, this is gel polish, so we can't actually remove it traditionally. It's gel top coat. So we're gonna file off the gel color. But the best part about filing off gel color, doing a fill, is you can actually go ahead and prep the new growth area and blend down the back while you're removing the polish, so you can do it all at the same time. So that's always lovely. So you'll just, and a lot of times if they've been longer than 2 weeks, which 2-week maintenance is normally not that much new growth, so the structure shouldn't be completely changed, or excuse me, completely grown out. But if they had went several weeks or couldn't come back for a minute, or however the case is, just always check your structure. And if by some chance you need to move the apex back, then you can file it down at this point and we'll rebuild it. But this goal is to really just remove the polish, and like we said before, blend down that back area where it's nice and flush, and then you want to remove the shine from the natural nail back there as well. But it's nice to be able to do it at the same time. So nice and flush, no bumps back there, nice and flush. So you don't want any fill lines, if there was any lifting. So after 2 weeks, if she comes back for fill, if there was lifting, then you would also have to remove that as well. You would just file behind any of it until the little pieces that were lifted flake away. All right, we're just gonna ignore that just happened. Okay, so we're gonna continue to file and shape until we got all of our shine removed and our nail is prepped. All right. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is remove our dust. And now we have our nail prepped, the shine is removed, the polish has been removed, and we're going to go in and dehydrate the natural nail. So in times past, we've done the entire nail, but now that natural nail is just in that back area. We're also going to go in and prime her in that back area. Okay? All right. So our base coat now is still going to go over the entire nail. So I just give it a good surface for everything else to stick to when you're reapplying your gel. So you're going to go in to the cuticle area, brush it on that natural nail. We're going to work it into those little scratches we made like we did before, but I'm going to cover the entire nail. Some people don't, some people do. You're not really, it's not super necessary. It's still going to stick to the nail that's been roughed up. But I like to give it just, you know, another layer to adhere to, just to make sure. If the nail was super long, you know, I might just do the top half. I might not go all the way down. But since this nail wasn't that long, I just went all the way down. And then we're going to cure it the manufacturer recommended time. So once you come out of the light from curing the base coat, we're going to go into our pink, because our client had that beautiful rose opaque pink on, and we're going to fill in with that. So now we have our pink. All right, so we're going to go in, and I'm actually going to do a slip layer like we had mentioned before. The slip layer is going to be just a thin layer of product that is going to be where our guide to have our gel fall into. So I'm just going to do a pretty thin layer, not super thick, just pretty thin. But I did go ahead and start to fill in that back area a little bit. It doesn't need much, so I'm just going to take just a tad more and go ahead and bump it back there where that product had grown out. Just a tad bit more to give her a little more height, because she needs a little more apex, not much. Okay, and as it self-levels, I just bring it down and go ahead and blend it into the existing product. And the beautiful thing about this is it just kind of fills itself out and kind of runs itself down and levels out real nicely. So once it levels and looks like you want, if you have any spots that you need to adjust, you can just pick the bulb up that you want to move and bring it down. So you pick a string up and kind of move it down. All right. All right, so after she looks the way you want her to, clean your brush, cover your gel, and now we're gonna cure. All right, so after you come out of the light and you're fully cured and the structure's the way you want, all you do is go in with that alcohol, and then you're gonna make sure you keep it off the skin, wipe over, and get that inhibition layer off so we can get to filing her up. And normally you don't have to do much filing because it's a fill, she's already shaped and everything. So typically this fills are normally faster to apply your product. The prep can take longer due to the preparing from the old product, but the actual fill itself doesn't take as long because you already have most of the product on the nail. All right, once again, you just get that perimeter kind of squared up the way we liked it, kind of framed up, and then we just take the sides in, look at it from all angles, and make sure you like it. All right. Once it looks the way you like, you can lightly buff over it just to get any heavier scratches out if you have any. But you don't want it super smooth. Always remember, gel needs some type of textures to stick to, or else it'll peel right off. All right. So this client really enjoyed her color so much that when she came back for her fill, she decided to just keep the pink and wear top coat again. But you could definitely put art on this. You could paint over it, or a French would be beautiful since it's already pink. You could paint a French line, anything like that. Such a beautiful color. And this is a cover color, so if you've noticed, we don't see any fill lines or any new growth, or, you don't see any nail plate. So it's gonna cover, they call it concealer pink or concealer colors because it conceals any nail plate. So it just looks like a brand new set every single time. All right. So once you get that clear coated, now you're gonna cure your nail. Okay, so after you are fully cured and you come out of your lights, you make sure it's cured. You can touch it, but let it cool down. Always wear gloves if you're gonna touch the top coat. So it's fully cured, let it cool down, and then you're going to put you some cuticle oil on their surrounding skin, and massage that in, and then see if your client likes it. And that is a maintenance on the gel nail.